two. Always on that ball. Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. Gang. Man, how to get money? Get money how you want to get money, man. If people don't understand, it's not for them to understand. Don't ever let anybody discourage you from getting a bag how you want to get it. Now, this I'm not talking about necessarily illegally. I'm talking about usually legally or gray area. But if you want to go against the law, that's on you. I had a cousin named, I don't want to say her name. I had a cousin that was that gave me that information, that gave me that wisdom. As long as you're hustling, bro. Even some form of begging can be begging, but it's still a hustle to an extent. Now that same cousin turned around and asked me, what I was planning on doing, because at the time, I was thugging, bro. I wasn't trying to get a job. I wasn't trying to work at McDonald's. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a family. So I was going to sell loose cigarettes and packs of cigarettes that I was getting from Indiana to Arizona, and then come up on, and get some stuff and then flip that stuff. That's what I was gonna do. She then discouraged me from doing that, but then it was already too late. You already empowered me. It made me feel like it was okay to do what I was gonna do. So at the end of the day, some people aren't gonna get it. Some people might make fun of me because I put my money into stocks and they don't understand stocks, and they might call it gambling. It's not for you to understand. When people say, oh, you want to gamble? Stocks, that's a gamble, bro. It's not gambling, and if you don't understand it, you don't have to, well, it's not gambling. You don't have to explain that. It's some people who actually for real gamble and lose their money. But to be honest, bro, whatever you do with your money to invest it is better than letting it sit there and burn a hole in your pocket or spending it on stupid stuff, bro. Just like I always told people, like, bro, I respect prostitutes and ex-workers a lot more than women that's just giving it away free for something temporary, something that's intangible, that's temporary. The woman with 50 bodies over her whole life, I respect her a lot less than the woman who had 50 bodies in 3 days, and she got paid for it, and she got information for it, she got experience, not just some good feeling of some stranger telling her that she was pretty. Like, that's dumb, bro. So at the end of the day, you can't let anybody put their emotions and their feelings on you. What's up? Towards how you get money, whether you dig through the trash to get cans, which, to be honest, that's obviously very unsanitary. You could get poked, you could get stabbed, you could get in an accident, all kind of, but hey, that's how you get money. When I moved here, I really didn't see that in different states. Like, I saw people do it, but I didn't see people be consistent and have a cart and have a bag and have a system. And unless they were drug addicts, unless they were homeless, unless they were something like that. But I didn't see normal, regular people just going through the city, walking down the street with a bag, collecting cans. But that's a hustle. Even when I saw, my mom would be like, look at those kids. They got a sign and they walk around and they lie to people saying that they need it for their basketball team jerseys. I'm like, bro, that's not a hustle, that's begging. And she was like, they're not begging, they have a whole script. That's a hustle. That's a hustle to my mom, bro. That's not, to me, that was always begging. You're lying and begging, you're a finagler. I didn't want to be a finagler. Like, I'm going to get it or I'm going to take it. I'm not about to sit there and lie to you. Like, bro, give me the money or not. I'm going to take it. But if you want to, even the people, when I got here, this dude was asking me for a cigarette, and he was homeless and like a normal person. I told him about my job. I was like, hey, we're hiring, you feel me? And he switched the subject, and I was like, bro, you don't got an idea, you come down. And this person was talking about have fun at your job. Like, how you gonna make fun of me for having a job, bro? You feel me? How are you gonna make fun of me for having a job when you're literally begging? Like, dude, this doesn't make sense. So don't ever let anybody discourage you from having a job, whether or not you are proud of your job, whether you want to do your job, whatever it is, bro. As long as you're getting money, the whole point is to generate income. The whole point is to try. The whole point, whether you are a manifester, whether you're one of those people who burn candles and you want to meditate in the mirror, or you want to draw and write down a vision or put together a vision board, like, bro, the whole point is to not do nothing. It's to do something. The fact that you're just not being stagnant and you're having some kind of motion, you're making the effort, you're trying, that's what I respect, bro. Because I used to be one of those people who did nothing and expected people to take care of me because I was used to a certain lifestyle. Because I was used to doing what I did. I'm not gonna say what that is. If you've been with me for a minute, you know what that is. I was used to doing illegal things. But as long as you're doing something, man, you can't make fun of people for getting money however they want to get it. You might not understand it. You might walk in a library and see a grown man reading a Dr. Seuss book. And you might think to yourself, is this man slow? Bro, he might be slow. He might be just trying to tap into his inner child so he could do some shadow work. Or he might be reading that book so he could find out if it's cool or not for his child to read. You never know. That's how getting money is to me. You know what I mean? You can't just judge people how they get money because it's all a part of a bigger plan for a lot of people. For some people, it's not. For some people, they just want some beer money. Some people, they just want cigarette money. Some people, they actually for real need to pay the rent. But the fact of the matter is, they're not asking you for it, though. You can't say anything about anybody's habits. You can't say anything about anybody's habits until it costs you something. Until they ask you for money to fund their habits. Until they ask you for advice or ask you if they're hiring at your job, then you don't have any room to talk about how somebody gets money. That's a waste of energy. That's bad for your money energy and that's bad for their money energy. And for those people who have those odd jobs and you get 100 here, 200 here, 1,000 there, bro, you gotta be proud of your job. Just like the job I have, I don't like this shit. This is ridiculous. This is way out of something I should be doing. But at the end of the day, I can't be constantly shameful and constantly embarrassed about my job because that's not good for my money energy. That's not good for the goals that I have set. Like I said, bro, the people that work at McDonald's and Waffle House and Burger King, Taco Bell, Popeyes, that always get into fights, that always are getting into some kind of altercation at their job, or always in a bad mood, that's because they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan and they don't have any assignments for their money to do besides paying rent and paying bills. Do you know how depressing it is for you to work a job you don't want and the only thing you could do with your money is pay rent, pay bills, maybe get a little bit of gas, maybe get a bottle of Henny every once a month? Do you know how horrible that must feel? I remember how that feels. It sucks, and you don't realize how much it sucks until you just get just a little bit more money to play with. But these people are depressed and angry and getting fights at their Waffle House job because they don't have a plan, because they have nothing to lose. They really have everything to lose, but they don't realize they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They feel like they have nothing to lose. They have no plan. They don't know what they're going to do after this. Their only plan in life is to move up to manager, possibly be a GM. They might get some funding for school, some college reimbursement, some tuition reimbursement. But other than that, that's it. They don't have any skills. They barely have enough social skills to keep their own job. They don't have any abilities to do anything else, or they feel like that. That's why when somebody complains about having no cheese or having extra onions or having missing pickles, they go off because they have nothing to lose and they think about having nothing to lose besides their children that they don't even appreciate like that, besides their husband, I mean, their girlfriends or their boyfriends that they don't even appreciate like that. That's why people pop off because they don't think, oh, wait, no, hold up. If I get in this fight and I get fired, then I'm gonna have to spend the money I'm saving for school on this, and then the whole plan's gonna fall apart. So let me just give this person their extra pickles, and they could get out my store, and I could just keep on doing my job. You know what I mean? That's why people have problems in life because they don't have a plan. Nah, I'm not naked. They don't have a plan, and they feel ashamed, and they feel embarrassed internally, subconsciously. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. They don't care to be there, and they could care less about their little job, bro. Because you don't have any skills, you don't have any reason to feel like this job is worth holding on to. So you just get another one. You know, you got this job and on the internet, you know what I'm saying? You had to talk for 5 minutes to get this job, so who cares? But as far as you getting money, bro, as far as you getting money, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. You have to be willing to sacrifice or offer something. That means you have to give something up, or you have to give something up when you see that it's required, and you have to give something up before you know what is required. Okay, let me give you an example. If you want to work at a restaurant, you can't have all of this facial hair, bro. That is a sacrifice that you have to make after you get the job. Okay, now, if you want to cut your beard for the interview, that's an offering. Okay, you're showing them that you're willing to cut your beard by not having a beard on the interview. That's something that you did before. Okay, after you do that, you got to surround yourself with that energy, and you have to speak money into your existence. You have to speak riches and wealth in your existence. You have to do that not only by speaking it with your mouth, but you have to speak it with your actions towards yourself. You have to make some 555 changes, free crib Mac. You got to make some changes in your life. You have to make some adjustments. You have to allow the money to come into you. You have to allow the money to make space in your life. You have to feel that the money has space in your life, has room in your life. When you manifest this money, or when you attract this money with this plan, you have to know what it's going to do. Okay, not just saving it, not just saving it. A lot of people, that whole thing, if your job accidentally sent you $1 million, what's the first thing that you will buy? That's a that's really how you have to think. Because if you just feel like you want to manifest or you want to make a certain amount of money, that's not gonna make you emotionally respond or emotionally react to that money coming into you. Notice I keep saying coming into you, not coming into your life. You got to have the energy inside you first, and then it's going to manifest in front of you. Whether that be by reading a book, whether that be by making connections, networking, you know what I mean? You got to have the energy, you have to match that frequency. But at the end of the day, have a plan, know what you're going to do with it. Saving it is cool, but the feeling of saving money eventually goes away. A lot of times when you have negative emotions, you're not thinking about how much money you have in the bank. Oh, my cousin just died, but at least I got 3,000 in the bank. Who Nobody thinks like that, bro. Some people do because they know they're gonna spend it to make themselves feel better, which is that's not what it's for, but that's not how you think. You know what I mean? My cousin just died. Well, at least I got enough money in the bank to go to the funeral. If that's how you're gonna think, that's how you think. But that's not the immediate thing that people think about when horrible things happen in their life. That is not the immediate thing. When something that doesn't have to do with money, something that can be fixed with money happens, people don't naturally just think about money as their first thing. And if they do, they have problems. You know what I mean? But again, this message was for the people who have jobs. Man, if you have a job and you don't like your job, make you a plan, bro. Make a plan. because a plan is going to help you regulate your mood and your emotions. It's going to make it easier to go to work. It's going to make it more fulfilling to get off because you have a plan to work on. You're not just going to sit on the couch and watch TV and eat Cheetos until you go to sleep, until you have dinner, then go to sleep. A plan is going to make everything better. Having goals, just like they say, cash is king, credit is queen. Goals are God, bro. Goals are God. That's it. Peace.